talked a lot about communication. We've talked a lot about communicating with clients. We've talked a ton about, like communicating between appointments, communicating all of that stuff, right? Like making sure your messaging is on point with your clients, like all of this stuff. But what about communicating with your staff? When somebody doesn't do what you need them to do as a staff member, we've even talked about this, like how to have the conversation, how to have a difficult conversation. We've talked about all of these parts of the equation, but one way that I don't think we've gone in depth enough about here in the 100 Days of YouTube, when we're talking about foundational things that you can do as a salon owner to really strengthen the foundation of your business with systems, is to have a system for communication with your team. And what that looks like in my salon is utilizing something called Slack. So it's an app, and it is really great. There's also a second one that I recommend called Pumble, and P-U-M-B-L-E, and Slack is like Slacker, but S-L-A-C-K, that's it. And it's an app, and it's for teams, like team communication. That's literally what it's for. And it's beautiful because it removes everything from your text thread. It removes everything from Instagram. It's like just a work thing. And so like you can put your notifications on, you can turn them off, you can say that I'm away, you can do like a bunch of officey things that frankly like we don't need in the salon. But it's also nice, like if like we know, like if somebody's on vacation, like just don't look at Slack, right? And for the most part, like I would say most people have their notifications like on, like only if they're tagged, so it's like if you get like a @Lexi, then you look. For me, I have notifications on for every single channel, and this is because we use Slack for literally everything in the salon. Sorry, I'm getting hot in here. It's like freezing outside, but then you turn the heater on and then you're hot and then you have a jacket. Life, right? It's like being in the salon. Who controls that thermostat? So with that being said, we use Slack. So when there's something going on, you can simply send a message to whoever you need to say, whoever you need to send it to on Slack. Like if there's something minuscule, like, hey Lexi, I need a light bulb. They put it in Slack because then it's organized. It gives you structure. It's amazing. And if there's something big going on and you need to have a message or like a conversation that is not necessarily something for a whole group, or I don't know, like something that like needs to be like more direct, like put it on Slack. Like you don't need to send a text message for it. You just put it in a private message. Recently I just had one of my private coaching clients say, I really need to handle, like this person is not collecting like enough. They're not collecting the emails. They're not giving me all the information. Like they're just not filling it out on the client profile, an employee stylist. And she's like, how should I handle that? I'm like, send her a message in Slack. It's very like straight to the point. It's nothing that needs to be discussed, right? Sometimes you have to have a full face-to-face conversation. Yeah, a lot of the time you do. But when we're dealing with like little short things, like it's totally fine. And if that's the way that you prefer to communicate, so it's all in writing, which is really wonderful, then you just send it that way. And you're just like, hey Lexi, I noticed that some of the client inquiry forms or the client intake forms aren't completely filled out. It's really important that we XYZ because of XYZ. Like it's really important that we get all the clients' information, including their email and their credit card, so that we can include them in future marketing and client communication campaigns and email marketing that we're doing. And also so that their card is on file for the cancellation policy. Like it's your job to get this information. So thanks for taking care of that and getting with the program. Like that's a standard we hold here. So simple. You can literally send that in a text message and they can be like, oh yeah, got it, or thumbs up. Like it doesn't have to be a conversation. One of the most stressful pieces of being a salon owner from my perspective as a business coach, because it's something that I guess it used to stress me out but doesn't anymore. So like it's just been, when you're a salon owner as long as I have been, by the way, hi, my name is Lexi Lomax. I'm a salon owner of almost 19 freaking years, and a business coach too. So I'm business coach, strategist, podcast host, and YouTuber. Here I am. Those are all my titles. I'm also a mom, a wannabe gardener, lots of other things. But at the same time, all I'm saying is not everything has to be a conversation. And that's one of the biggest stressors, is that everybody thinks that you have to have these long drawn out conversations, and you have to have meetings, and you have to, sometimes it can, like, you've seen those memes, right? Like, that could have been an email. It could have been a Slack message. It could have been a Bumble message. So having centralized team communication, those are the two that I recommend. I know there's a ton more. I don't recommend a Facebook group, an Instagram DM. I don't recommend any of that. Like, get something that is designed for that, so it separates work from play. And then of course, like, you can still private message or like send a text message if you need to. But when it's on Slack, it's like, it's not an email, it's not getting lost, and they don't have anything else on Slack, and most people don't. And so it's really nice to just have all of that in one place for team communication, and to cut down on the BS that you have to, like, conversations that you don't really have to have, that then open a can of worms or take too much time, or then you're thinking about it. Just send a message.